anything that you want. You can be taking this time to do anything that you want, and you're dedicating it to a practice period to allow your mind and your body to integrate, to settle. And the beauty of these practices is that it allows us to really build in our adaptability, our flexibility, and help us when we're not in that heightened, stressful state to apply quite a bit of grace to whatever we're experiencing throughout the day. And so we'll first begin by just notice what it feels like right now. Are there any thoughts? Look at your mind and notice, are there any persistent thoughts that are particularly difficult? Notice your body. Are there areas that are particularly difficult? How would you, if you were taking stock of your body, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? And what would you give your mind if, from a scale of 1 to 10, 5 being neutral, 10 being heightened, 1 being sluggish? Where would you find it on that scale? And we'll check in again at the end of the session to see where you fall. But to practice, I just invite you to stretch up in your seat and just let your spine stack as it wants to. Your eyes can be open or closed with this practice. And if you're going to keep your eyes open, we really want to soften that gaze to let the eyes also have a moment of rest. But we can recognize that sometimes it's when our eyes are closed that we start playing a very vivid film in our mind. And sometimes it's when our eyes are open where we see things coming through and find them distracting. And with each time that we practice, we can just take stock of today. What's it like? Is it more easeful to have my eyes open today, or is it more easeful to have them closed? But with eyes open, not focusing on any particular thing, just letting them maintain a soft gaze a few feet in front of you. Your hands are soft, or as soft as they can be on your lap or at your sides, whatever feels comfortable. Your feet are not crossed, they're relaxed and just planted gently on the ground. And we do this so that we can create the least amount of impingements or any sort of tension. And from here, I invite you to take a deep but comfortable breath in, and then sigh on the exhale. Letting that sigh be as long as it needs to or you want to. Taking another deep breath in. And sighing on that exhale. Now doing it one more time at your own pace. There will be gaps of silence when I let you to explore the prompt I just gave. A deep breath in again and exhaling at your own pace with a sigh. And once you're ready, letting that breath go to its natural rhythm. We'll start with that 3-point check-in where we check into our mind, our heart and emotions, as well as the state of our body today in this moment. So bringing your attention in and around your head. This is where we experience what scientists call mind. And begin to notice, what is the state of mind that you're in right now? Is it very sluggish or sleepy? Or is it excited? Is it curious? Is there a sense of ease or relaxation in the mind already? Does it feel foggy or does it feel very sharp? These are just suggestions. There are many states of mind. It might even just be neutral. Keep checking in with the question, what's the state of my mind right now? And coming in, bringing that attention down into your heart area. This is oftentimes where we feel our emotions either starting there or most strongly in and around the heart. So begin to take stock of what's the state of my feelings in this moment. There might be more than one. That's fine. See if you can label them. I can offer you some options like happy or sad or confused or angry, irritated, cheerful, nervous, serene. If you happen to note one that's feels very obvious, notice where you feel it in the body and how it's showing up in that area. So it might show up as a fluttering or movement or vibration or tingling, throbbing. It might show up as tension, hardness, or softness. You might notice it as a temperature. Some people are more visual. You might see colors, shapes, textures to that area in the body. So noticing, really opening up to whatever emotion might be here as best as you can, as comfortable as you can. What sort of feelings am I experiencing in this moment? And finally, let's take stock of what's the state of my body in this moment? How does it feel? Is there areas of tension, areas of pain, areas of softness and ease? And just open up your awareness to wherever the mind wants to go in terms of the body. There might be things to notice on the surface of the skin in the body, like temperature and dampness. There might be sensations on the inside, like vibrations and movement. Of course, tension and softness. Recognizing that anything that might be happening is within the realm of human experience. And we take this time to practice to really understand and recognize what terrain we're working with today, that it can change moment to moment. It's not getting caught up in the causes of it. The mind is going to want to make sense of it. Really getting as close and intimate to the physical sensations that you're experiencing as possible. What is happening in this moment? How's this body doing? And if it's doing relatively well, maybe sending a little bit of gratitude its way. Thank you, bones. Thank you, muscles. Thank you, organs, for humming along. Even though this might be the first time today that I'm noticing you. And if there are areas that feel less than optimal, sending them love, sending them recognition, sending them understanding. Yes, I will take care of you. I will be more mindful. So if it's helpful to do this kind of popcorn approach towards your physical sensations, you're more than welcome to continue with that. I'm going to be offering up a body scan where we'll start in our belly. Oftentimes, our belly is where we can hold some tension. It's beginning to notice any and all sensations in and around your belly. If you've just eaten, you might be feeling some vibrations and movement from digestion. Or if you're waiting to eat, there might be some gurgling. Sometimes we can clench our bellies. If you notice that, just taking in a deep breath into the belly, seeing if it can extend the belly, and then on the exhale, just doing that naturally, seeing if it allows for a relaxation to happen, even ever so slightly. So you begin to notice, is there a heaviness in the belly, or a tightness, or softness, or contractions happening? Beginning to notice what's happening here. Now moving your attention, if it's comfortable, down into your hip bones and where it makes contact with the seat, your legs. What are the sensations on the inside of your upper legs? What are the sensations on the surface of your legs? So maybe you're feeling the cloth of your clothing against your legs. Maybe you're noticing the contrast of where the legs are applying pressure against the seat cushion, whereas where they might be more extended. Beginning to lower your attention down to your calves and shins. Offering that same attention down into your feet, your toes, noticing what's happening, if anything at all, at the ankles or at the top of the feet versus the bottom of the feet. You ever feel like you want to take a deep breath? Taking a deep breath to allow for some relaxation to come through. Now bringing your attention to your upper chest and noticing the sensations there. Maybe you're noticing the sensation of breathing. So there's the gentle movement of the rise and fall of the chest. Maybe you notice some sensations in and around the clavicles, bones, over the shoulders. Do the shoulders feel a little high, or do they feel relaxed? If they feel a little high, you can raise your shoulders gently and roll them back and letting them melt down your back. Remembering to breathe, taking deep inhales and exhales as you need them. Noticing what's happening in the upper arms, on the surface, on the insides. You can also note it in more general ways of Hey, this is pleasant, or this is unpleasant, or this feels pretty neutral. Letting whatever wants to come into your sphere of attention to be here. And recognize there isn't a particular thing that you need to be feeling in any particular way. We do this practice to just check in with ourselves. What's happening in the lower arms and the hands. They feel a little bit tight or compressed, maybe giving them a gentle stretching of the hand and fingers and letting them go, letting them relax. Finally, coming into the face and the head, where we take in so much of the stimuli of our day to day life through these eyes and ears and nose and mouth and facial expressions. There might be a lot of sensations here, maybe vibrations or tingling, movement. You might notice the coolness of the in breath when you're breathing in, and that it's a little warmer when you breathe out through your nose. What's happening for you in this moment, in and around your face and head? You can check into the ears. Oftentimes, we don't feel any particular sensations most of the time in and around our ears. It can be very neutral. Just getting curious. Are they neutral in this moment, or am I actually feeling something in and around my ears, in and around my mouth, around my eyes? Now, taking a moment before we close this period of practice to check into your state of mind on that scale of 1 to 10, 5 being neutral, 1 being sluggish, 10 being very amped. Where do you fall on that scale when you check into your mind? How about the body? 5 being neutral and 1 being sluggish and 10 being um, vibrant, alert, where do you fall? Did anything change? Did it stay the same? You can take a moment to offer a bit of gratitude to yourself that you took this time to practice, because it might feel like when we practice, we're doing it for our own benefit. And that's true. That's true. It's been shown to have effects on our nervous system, our physiological health. But we can also recognize that when we practice, we're doing it so that we can come to our lives with more patience, more gratitude, more compassion, and more love. And all those things are to benefit others. It's not just about compassion for ourselves, but it's for others, patience, not just with ourselves, but with others. So you can simple thank you, self, for taking this time. With that, I invite you to take a deep and comfortable breath in the same way that we started. In through the nose and a sigh if that's comfortable. Becoming aware of the space that you're in. Taking another deep breath in and sighing out. Slowly and gently fluttering your eyelids open to let the light peer in. Maybe taking a stretch if that feels comfortable, in whatever way you're intuitively feeling you need to stretch after sitting still for 20 minutes. I want to thank you all for being a part of this, and I look forward to seeing you or being with you next week. Have a beautiful start to your week.